Fuck yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck we talking about.
Yeah.
In another world, in our space, yeah, in AS. Fuck is they talking about, nigga?
Coming at you live from the 405. It's the 5 on the 4 podcast, featuring 5 unironically unique voices in the podcast game of music, sports, and the culture.
Welcome. I'm your host for the day, Tevin McD. This is the 5 from the 4 podcast. We are back and we are better than ever with some new equipment for y'all. We got a producer in the background who gonna, do the verbs, do the all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But we doing this for y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe and follow and watch us. I'm Tevin McD again. I'm gonna introduce, or everybody can introduce themselves from my right.
Aurelius.
Greetings and salutations. It's Taylor the Undertaker.
Tank back again, y'all.
And your boy Alham from Orange County. Ooh,
That's him.
Yeah.
that's me.
him.
That's me.
Hey,
Wow.
we figuring out the live and the virtual. If you didn't know, our home is in another state now. So now we got to
Achieving
figure out.
greatness.
This is going to be weird for a while.
But we figuring it out, folks. We are still far from the foe. And then my boy Trey behind.
Hell yeah.
You want to
Y'all
just
can't,
yell out?
y'all
say
can't
something?
see him,
y'all
but Trey
can't
is
see him
here.
right now, but he's here.
He's the whole reason this
sh-
shit is live right now. Okay, if it wasn't for him, y'all would have had to gone another 2 weeks without.
If
us,
a real
you know?
nigga is thee, it is he. You feel me?
So we gonna get into these topics real quick, real easy for you. I'm gonna let my brother over here go ahead and introduce the first one.
Well, y'all, if you were following the events late Friday night, early Saturday morning, you'll know where concrete lays, it was still wet cement, y'all.
Oh shit! Wet cement.
It's a sad day for all the Karrabhoo fans out there. You know, Big Boo, man, I don't know what was going on. As somebody that loves Karrabhoo deeply, her music, everything I appreciate from her, it's just a bad look right now. Bad look both ways, I think, honestly. But if you didn't know, Karrabhoo now it's officially now, it's not rumors anymore. She is no longer a part of Concrete Boys.
Fuck.
It is no longer, it's us, it's them and her
She's a brick.
right now. Yeah,
She's not concrete. She's brick.
yeah, nah,
Fuck.
cinder block.
Damn.
She's sand. She's sand for real.
Sad, man. So if y'all know, what y'all think about it, man? How'd it hit y'all? I've been down bad. I'm not really a Karrabhoo fan like that. I like a couple of her songs or Concrete Boys like that. So, but when you sent the live and the group message, I was like, oh, Yachty is just going full on, like, fuck it. Like, just, he's going full on. Like, so I was surprised by that. Felt bad for him, felt bad for her, because you hate to see groups break up that seem like they, had a good little one album and several good photo shoots. So they dressed really well, which according to Yachty himself, he dressed all of them. So really Yachty dresses well. So, we'll see what happens from here, but seems very messy, very messy.
I think too, I think to what you said earlier about how it also is making Yachty look a little crazy too. Since that shit has started, the amount of clips that I've gotten from all directions on all my social media, clips of all the Concrete Boys outside of Yachty, the little group talking and how they sort of was talking already about Karrabhoo prior to all this shit, or how they were talking about her, whispering and shit, and then hearing how Yachty was talking to his friend Mitch on the podcast.
No, bro. That
was like, nigga, that's not, that shit was not cool. That shit was really that shit was really OD. And so for me, it also is not helping Yachty. I'm looking at Yachty a little differently too. Are you lying? Are you telling the truth? Some of this maybe, but also you don't seem like the nicest nigga ever either. So it's you and it, to me, it really looks like he's a nigga who holds that shit over your head type of nigga. Like he's a nigga who's like, but I did this for you. Like take me out of your life and what are you type of nigga. Like that's what and that's what we heard in that little clip and snippet. So again, it's a lot of mess, but I also think for Karrabhoo fans, people who like Karrabhoo, I don't think that they should be. You don't have to hurt quietly just yet. Man, she could still be good, but I think a lot of shit is still gonna come from underneath that concrete, that wet cement, as we was talking about.
It's not a good look for Yachty. The Mitch situation was like a confirmation of like, well, she might not be capping in totality. Like she didn't say nothing about music. Yachty brought up the music stuff and he was writing and doing all of this and the chains and how much money is owed. She just said y'all was bullying me and the next thing you know, I was kicked out.
Is the rest of the Concrete crew still together? It's just Karrabhoo's out?
Karrabhoo's out. She unfollowed everybody else except for DC 2 Trill. And
But the rest of the group still seems to be together? Because
yeah,
Lil Yachty was kind of shitting on the whole group, too. Like, I dressed all of y'all. I gave all of y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Karrabhoo, but the rest of the group is still cool with him?
So he just did they just did like a lookbook cover shoot for, it might have been GQ, but it was for somebody. And like, I mean, everybody's still there, like Camo, Trill, Gio, like everybody's still there. They doing their things. It's just not Karrabhoo, and so it looked like they still gonna do that. But the music stuff, it seemed like it's on a little hiatus right now.
All right, we're going to have to do a little Charlemagne style with Tank's mic every time and say, hold the mic to your mouth, baby. Hold the mic to your mouth.
We are getting accustomed.
We
We're
got
getting
that
accustomed.
We got that new.
We're getting accustomed to these new mics. You know what I'm saying? And y'all really might not even be able to hear the chitter chatter that Taylor is saying, or y'all might barely even hear him off in the background. But he
It's
is.
to be background noise.
He is also talking.
Alham, you got anything for this, buddy boy?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was. I didn't really know what to make of Yachty's video. It just didn't sound like it's obviously sincere. Like I think he has some real feelings about Karrabhoo. There's just some of the comments of like, you know, like you was waiting tables and all this other stuff. And so I felt like that kind of threw me off a little bit. But I also didn't get any like I don't know, like negativity from like his cadence and the way he was saying it. Like I think he was coming from a genuine place. It just didn't sound great because he's talking about Karrabhoo. You know what I mean? I also don't know Karrabhoo extremely well. I'm not the biggest Karrabhoo fan, similar to Aurelius. But that was kind of the big takeaway. It's like, my man Yachty, bro, like, what are you doing? Why are you displacing her like that? You know what I mean? You need to put her on. But no, I guess she was waiting tables and he walked in and got her or something. I don't know. What's the story behind that, Tank? You know the story how they met?
I think behind it too was more like he wasn't like it was just kind of weird because it's like she wasn't talking about none of that, and then he bringing in all this other stuff that everybody kind of already knew, and then like everything he was saying about Mitch, which is somebody that's been there since day one. He done lived at his mama's crib, like he didn't produce all. He was there helping him produce the Lil Boat stuff when he was first coming out, and he talking about some. Where would you be at if I wasn't around here? How can anybody relate to that situation? And it's like, damn, like you talking bad about Karrabhoo when she said, well, you didn't piss me off, I'm gonna spin the block on you. You bowed in tears for that, but then 5 minutes later or 30 seconds later in the next video, I'm gonna get to Mitch. You over here saying he didn't serve real time and all of this, and he can't relate to nobody in the streets technically. And that's what like it was just weird because he was trying to show out in front of Key Glock. And it was like, Lil Yachty, you just made an album with James Blake. Who you trying to prove? Like
James Blake.
James Blake, we do like your music, but
like
you a white boy. You know what I'm saying? That it's just the truth.
And they was on Yachty's head just about like letting Key Glock light up in his room. Clearly he was uncomfortable with it, but he didn't tell him, "Hey nigga, don't smoke in my room." He was just making jokes about it. He's like, "This is the first time anybody smoked in my room on the whatever his podcast is called. I don't even know what his podcast, the Safe Place podcast. Yeah. So like that was also like, oh, you look corny, Yachty.
What I've taken from this is that Lil Yachty is probably in the right, but I also have gotten confirmation that Lil Yachty is who I've always thought he's been, and that's just a slightly over emotional nigga, and that's fine. Feel your feelings, boo. I'm with it. But I just don't feel any sympathy for the nigga. All part of me is like, damn, Karrabhoo is out here getting kind of hoed. Even if she is in the wrong, quote unquote, she's still getting hoed because, like, I like her music better. I'm biased. Fuck Lil Yachty. I always thought that nigga sucked since Broccoli. And now I finally have a moment to shit on that nigga. So I'm going to pull my pants down and shit on that nigga.
Like that. So you like Karrabhoo more, but Lil Yachty wrote all of it? You don't like Lil Yachty?
It's a weird paradox. It's a weird paradox. It is.
That nigga
He
said,
wrote all that shit.
going
styled
He did.
them, like,
He did. He made
like,
them.
If you like anything of Concrete Boys, you like Lil Yachty.
It's incredible. It's incredibly hypocritical. Yes, and I stand on it. I'm a hypocrite.
You don't
Fuck
like
that
nigga's
nigga.
personality.
Fuck that nigga. I don't like that nigga. It was Broccoli. It's honestly Broccoli. I hated that song. I hated it, and so I just never liked that nigga. And then he made Cold in Minnesota. Still didn't like that nigga. Nobody, you couldn't
Have you
tell
liked
me
his new stuff?
nothing. I haven't listened to it, and
His
I
new
probably
stuff's solid. Like this
I don't
year
believe
has
it.
been his best year musically.
I believe it, and I still don't believe it. He's ass.
agree.
Taylor,
It's
you wanna
it's
know what's
bias.
funny?
It's full bias.
You don't know what's funny,
For the
Taylor?
record.
To your point, Kyle, one of an artist
Also
that I
ass.
really like,
Also ass.
Definitely ass.
a nigga that I liked. As soon as Yachty got on that shit, that's when niggas found out Kyle and really started shitting on him. As soon as he did that smile shit with Yachty, or Spy, I Spy.
I spy with
that
my
shit.
little
And I always
eyes.
hated that
I
song.
am ass and my music is lies. I'm gonna go hard even though it's bullshit. You know, I got a full clip. Nah, I'm lying. I'm a student. That's who I am. And yeah, fuck that nigga too. And Dram, I don't even know what that nigga does anymore. Or D.R.A.
Tomato.
Fuck that nigga does. Fuck him. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Go Karrabhoo. It's not. What's her shit? What's her shit? I don't know. I'm a little drunk.
Say any of her lyrics
But it's all Karrabhoo.
Hey, she did claim that she wrote that shit.
Hell yeah.
Heard about me, hear it in my music. Mama scared for me to get a gun because she know I'ma use it.
This is so
Bitch.
Anyways,
Concrete girls is more like it.
Any other takes on the Concrete Boys?
Girls.
On Karrabhoo. She released a new single, right?
Yeah, Pharrell.
With Pharrell, which was popping.
Yeah,
It sounded good.
It go fire. It
Did
go
Yachty
crazy.
write that too?
I'm under the impression no, because that song was with
he can't write his own hits.
that song was with Latino rapper BB Tricks. So like, I think that was on her own thing, and she was kind of popping her shit at Yachty with the kind of word, you know, Pharrell, like Pharrell. That's what you on Pharrell. She was popping it.
So,
But,
Tank,
hey,
this is a
Rolling Loud
goofy
Miami.
question.
I liked what I heard on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I haven't listened to the actual full song. You know what I'm saying? Don't got a lot of time, but I'm gonna check it out. We're gonna see.
So, do y'all possibly think that Pharrell maybe wrote that verse? Because, you know, Pharrell is also a writer himself.
No.
I could see that somebody's writing all of Karrabhoo's work. I could see that, and I really don't have a problem with that. It's just the problem becomes when it's ghostwriting. When it's like, oh, we thought she was writing her shit, and she actually wasn't. Now, if she came forward and was just like, yeah, I don't write my shit. Like, I'm great at delivery, and I'm a great personality. People like me, like as an influencer. That's fine. But if you out here like, oh yeah, I'm the best MC, and then like Yachty wrote all your shit, yeah, and Yachty's not even really respected as a writer like that, like as a rapper. And still that nigga wrote that shit. It's like, all right. Now it's like, you know, like she took some L points for sure, even though maybe Yachty was looking a little corny. It is like, damn, that was a big revelation. Nobody knew that shit. So, okay, we'll figure it out. Who's your next writer? do you still got the hits? It really was never even a hit. It really wasn't ever hits. But can you still make good music without Yachty writing?
Good
for you?
music. I'm sorry.
That's the question. That's the question now for her career, and it's so early on to already have a scandal like this. Like,
Facts.
You just really forming your fan base and shit.
Facts.
But Tank was a fan, and he's still a fan. He ain't just leaving just because Yachty was writing your shit. So that's good. Maybe her other fans are also like, man, fuck Yachty. Who knows? We will see.
Yeah, to be announced. Rolling Loud Miami, December 13th through the 15th. Should be an interesting time because Lil Yachty, Concrete Boys, and Karrabhoo will all be performing on separate days.
Wow.
She'll spit on him after all.
2024, year of the beef.
Year
Alive
of the
and
fucking
well.
beef.
It's everywhere. Everyone is finding reasons to just beef, and they're standing on it and going in. It's beautiful. Shout out Drake and Kendrick, man. Y'all niggas said this is what beef looks like. Make it work. Follow
No,
the
we
steps.
need to be the pod that gives Meg her credit. Shout out to Meg for starting the beef. She started the real beef in 2024 with
Yeah.
Nicki, and even throwing those early shots at BBL and nose job at Drake.
I forgot about this
Let's-
shit with
let's-
Nicki.
let's be
That's
the
how
pod
long
that
this
gives
year has
credit.
been.
It wasn't even the main bars was for Drake. She started the main smoke
Facts.
with Drake.
Yeah.
Nicki got a couple bars that she felt because it was harsh bars, but it was a couple bars. She has several bars that you dick ride in Tory Lanez. If you want that nigga so bad, go do a conjugal visit. All of this at Drake. Like, Drake got the worst bars of that shit. So yes, Meg started that shit at Drake. Nicki's just the one who responded because Drake is a bitch.
And we saw.
Wow.
Hey, a bitch is a word and a word is a verb. But you know what is a verb? Ranking. Ranking is a verb, and that's what we're about to do. We're about to rank some shit.
That was a wild transition. I don't know how he got
That
there.
was- Yeah,
He did somehow.
he did.
So now, y'all, we about to hop into. So you saw a couple episodes ago. How many episodes ago did we talk about album music?
Probably Dose. It was in
It's
Tevin's
been,
hot
it's
ass
been a while.
apartment.
We haven't dropped the episode since the Juneteenth stuff with Kendrick,
Shout out
Ken
to
and
niggas.
Friends. It's now the end of August, so it's been a minute regardless when we talked about this Apple Music 100 list. But we are finally back to correct the record about the top 100 albums of all time. Full disclaimer, okay? We are 20-somethings in this world, okay? We are young black men, okay? So the genres that are going to be sort of discussed, argued, debated, and identified are going to resemble our worldviews, all right? So if you a fucking country music fan, I'm sorry this may not be the segment for you, okay? We might have something else for you later on. If you are a heavy metal fan, this may probably not be the segment for you. But if
I
you
got
are
Metallica
a hip-hop
on there.
fan of the 2000s, if you are an R&B fan of the 90s to the 2000s, I imagine there will be some pop records on here. I think Taylor's going to come with the rock. So we're going to have a little bit, but it's not going to be just completely indicative of all genres. So just so you know, all right? That's our bag. That's what we're going to hit on. That's our audience that we're going for. So that's what it's going to be. So how we going to do this is each of us has a list of 25, 20, 25.
At least 20.
we gonna talk about our list, right? We gonna share our rankings, and from there we're going to combine all of our lists. I'm not exactly sure how yet, because I was thinking it was gonna be a whiteboard. We don't got a whiteboard though, so we're gonna figure it out,
We got the notes app.
and we are going to rank live for you all the 100 best albums of all time.
For real.
For real this time.
Not that bullshit.
So who wants to start with third 25 and making the arguments? Oh, and let me also say, because we did this with the GOAT debate, we do have metrics.
Oh, bet.
So we are not just out here fucking like, shooting spit like our favorite shit. We actually have metrics. That would be great. That would be great.
Hell yeah,
producer, if you could list them on the video.
Tank is
so
gonna skedaddle.
We do have metrics, and we're now going to take a pause in the video so that we can make our exit.
Because Tank is a great coach, he's got to go make running backs be great. He's a great coach. Go be great, coach.
All right, folks. So just as we did with the GOAT debate, if you haven't checked out that episode, you should check it out. LeBron versus Jordan. We have metrics for you all that we based each of our album picks on. So I just want to go over them real quick. Number of hits on the album. Level of replayability. So is the album timeless? If it came out in the 60s, are we still listening to it? If it came out in 2010, are songs still getting played or not? The number of skips on the album. What are the artistic characteristics? What was the impact culturally of the album? What are the bars or memorable lyrics? So bars obviously for hip-hop rap albums, and memorable lyrics for your other albums. Was the production on fleek? So what was the production like? Who were the producers? What was the overall like sound and audio quality of the album? Was it pushing the culture forward? When we talk about rappability and bars, like the different measurements, you can talk about flow, metaphors, imagery, double entendres, triple entendres, humor, social commentary, charisma, honesty, delivery. All these kinds of things factor into rappability. Then you have the musicality measurements, things like songwriting, singing prowess. So to what level is somebody just blaring it out the gym or singing very emotionally that speaks to people on a deeper level. Album sales are very objective, just it is what it is, sort of metric. And important to know, like an album doesn't have to hit it out of the ballpark on each of these metrics. It can have some of these and not all of these, and maybe the hits are out of here, and so that covers up for maybe a lack of depth or deepness. So you can also have that that we can be arguing as well. So who wants to start with their list? Name an album, artist, and just give us a couple of the metrics that you think is the reason that it's on your list. We'll each go through our list, and then we will begin compiling the top 100. And Tevin has a whiteboard here, y'all, so that's what this random white thing is. It'll get filled up. We'll be erasing and putting stuff back up, so we will get going. Taylor, you want to start?
The Carter 3. That's where we're starting. It's pretty obvious if you know me and how I felt about that list, because at number 95 was Astroworld. That is not a top 100 album of all time based off of their own metrics, because that album is okay. So I took it upon myself to make it a crusade, a mission, my pseudo ADHD hyper focus, if you will. I have listened to the Carter 3 up and down and up, left and right, right and left, front and back and front for the last, consistently, every car ride, every time I put headphones in at work, every time I've sat at home and I've smoked weed, I've listened to this song, or I've listened to this album. Every time I have decided to turn on my Xbox, I turned that shit off, opened up my phone, and played this album. Every time I took a shit, I played this album. Random. In order, backwards, in the middle, and just off shuffle up. Like, I've played it every way I could think of. Maybe not every way possible, but every way I could think of, I've played it.
Taylor? We get when you listen to it a lot, but why is it on your list?
You take songs that shape the culture of rap, that shape the culture of the times, and that shape the future of where rap went. If you talk about the late 2000s, you cannot talk about this without the Carter 3. You have a Millie. Damn, this fly. That's a Travis Scott. It's a Travis Scott plant. He's trying to just sabotage.
I told Tevin earlier because he's the fastest among us to kill the fly, and he refused
and
to.
He can't. He
and
won't on his Obama shit.
Taylor's list
won't be on his Obama shit.
I hope you're happy,
but it won't stop me. A Millie. That song was culture changing. Mrs. Officer was probably the weakest of the hits on that song, and that song was culture changing. That was your quintessential rapper, R&B singer, like collab that was huge back then. And it was hit or miss because you had really bad examples, really great examples. This one, perfect. You have Get Money. That was your club banger, radio smash. That was playing everywhere. Get Money, you know it. Take it out your pocket, show it, throw it, this away, that away. You know that song now that I'm saying that. You remember that song now. That's your radio smash that was doing numbers. This album did 2.2 mil in the first week, I want to say. This is not just a fly in the pan, flash by night album. This is an album that is a crowning achievement, because we can't use mixtapes and you're fucking lucky, even though No Ceilings is on streaming platforms, so that counts. But I digress. This album is a crowning achievement. This album helped shape how along with Kanye West a lot, but I feel like Kanye and Lil Wayne in that late 2000s really ushered in how auto-tune, 808s, all of that shit can be used in a plethora of ways that birthed your Travis Scott's. I don't know where he'd be without auto-tune and what T-Pain, Lil Wayne, Kanye West were doing. I don't know where his little sorry-ass career would be. So you didn't have Astro World without the greatness that is Carter 3. That's where I want to start. That's all. That's all.
Is that a 25 or is that 1?
To me, on my personal list, it's 3.
Okay, so where are we?
With all of these metrics, it is number 3 to you.
Yes, on my list.
Okay.
Because I do have, I don't want to spoil, but I do have albums that I think are just better albums.
Type shit.
Well, we have your list up on the screen, brother. The viewers
Okay,
have
then
seen
yeah.
it, so
You
they
have
do
Thriller
know.
and Lemonade.
Yeah.
So they do know.
So yeah, okay, then yeah, I didn't see that. My bad. Yes, I mean, I love Lil Wayne, but you can't. It's Thriller is like trying to say D Wade against Michael Jordan. Like, I mean, I can listen to you talk, but 90 to 98 is Thriller to Pretty Young Thing. Like, good lord, that track list is crazy.
Yeah. Billie Jean, goddamn.
Like, you got that in the middle. Like, goodness. But yeah, Carter 3, and it specifically shits on Astro World at Apple Music. It shits on Astro World. It's a top 78 to 90 album of all time.
I'm thinking like now as we're sort of walking, I'm thinking as we're walking through this and getting a sort of feel. He's an idiot. Getting a feel on what this looks like. I think the better way to do it would to be like, since it'll already be up here,
Right.
we can just read it and just highlight maybe 3 or 4 of the albums.
Go through
that
our hot takes
instead, so we're not
on.
and so we're not about to waste too much time.
Because I have
this
some
nigga's
on here that
he's on
people
3.
might be like,
you
what the
haven't
fuck
even
is
That's what I'm
started.
saying. That we should have let Taylor start so he could have seen the little bottle. Because that's what he did with the NFL teams in the NFL season. He ran through every game.
This
of every
is Taylor.
team for
This is
fucking
Taylor.
45 minutes. And
Y'all need to know, I know. Because the nigga's going to say, like, he don't know, I know. Shut up.
You know, but
He
like,
flexing for the
goddamn, like,
flexing
but,
for the pod. Flexing
gotta
for the
go into
pod.
every detail.
Okay, so Taylor, just do your list and highlight. So you already highlighted one. Highlight a couple more.
Highlight
A couple more.
You
But
already did Thriller,
but
too.
go through your
So let's
list.
do 2 more, bro.
Damn, I can't even fucking see.
5
old.
minutes each.
Pull it
Okay.
up. Pull it up on your phone, bro.
Ride the Lightning. That is
Pull your phone, bro.
Ride the Lightning is a Metallica album. That is
Okay, wow, some rock.
I do have some variety. I have, I think, three rock, hard rock, alternative rock, whatever you want to say, albums on here, because they are influential to the influence of rock. And you know, even though we don't listen to rock a lot per se, you can't deny its greatness and their influence to their genre, even if it's not our cup of tea. And Ride the Lightning, that has For Whom the Bell Tolls, an iconic rock song, and it kind of set the tone for changing the shift of intros to being mad long. Like your 2.5 minute guitar intro started with this shit. You have By the Way by Red Hot Chili Peppers, which came out in 1993. So shout out to the old heads like us.
Yep.
And that was a really, like, what's the word, like not fork, like knife in the road turning point for alternative rock, and how that went into the 90s into the 2000s, which led to Stadium Arcade, which easily could have been on here as well. It came out in the mid 2000s. And then you have The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. That album is,
None of these gonna make it.
that album is probably the greatest album, like rock album of the 2000s. Most well produced. It is it's a very well written story about finding yourself, almost losing yourself, and then realizing that just because he's not proud of you, doesn't mean you didn't do shit.
Taylor.
And that's it.
I got a question.
Yes. What's up?
I got a question.
What's up?
Who's the artist, bro? Who's the artist?
Oh, My
of the
Chemical
master?
Romance.
That's Michael.
That's the name of the
rock
band. Yes.
And the album's called what?
The Black Parade.
The Black Parade. All
Yes.
right. All right.
Why
So
don't I
I'm-
see
I'm
that
a
on
little-
your
It's
list?
abbreviated as TBP, then MCR.
Okay. I'm a little ignorant here, so could
Yes.
you play me the big hit and just put it into your mic so that the audience can also hear?
Okay,
it?
the
I
big
don't
hit
see that
is
shit on
Just
his
so
list.
I have no idea who this is.
That shit is not on his list. That's to Pimp a
That's
Butterfly.
a Pimp a Butterfly, and I see my
No,
favorite
look
Dark
under.
Twisted
Look,
Fantasy. That's
okay,
two
y'all
good
see,
picks.
y'all see no
This
seal. Y'all see
It's
no
a
seal.
bad pick.
Y'all see no seal. Go
Yeah.
up 2.
Oh, see it. See it.
TBPMCR. Yeah, the acronyms
See
is
it.
crazy, Taylor.
I know that.
That's why
I did this high.
Okay.
realized
You
it was a
couldn't
bad
take the
idea.
extra
Okay.
5 minutes to spell shit out?
I know,
And
I
just
fucked
real
up.
quick, Taylor, while you have your phone out too, can you just say the names and the artists real
Yes,
quick?
yes.
But first, the song. Tell us again the name.
This one is called Mama. We're just gonna play a little bit of it because these songs are long. But let's see. The first abbreviation is BDTF, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Under that, Graduation. Under that, Late Registration.
Taylor,
Yeah.
let the song play
Oh
first.
shit. Ah.
Let me hear the song and
Ah.
then go.
And as that, look it up yourself. It's a great song. Copyright, we can't really play them for
But
copyright purposes.
we did whole verses and stuff. Well, we was playing
That
whole
is
songs
true.
on YouTube and never got caught up on it. I'm not saying we won't. Huh? Until we monetize. Yeah. We're not
Also,
monetized.
fuck it.
Subscribe and maybe we will be, but
Subscribe.
Get us a reason to be scared of YouTube, so because we're monetized. We need that. It's not for everybody's cup of tea, but it's a cup of tea for me, and I put 2 cups of sugar in it.
we're not. Okay. Put it in front of the mic.
Are we still playing the song? I don't hear nothing over here.
Is that shit coming through?
I think it is.
Y'all to say one of the top 100 albums all time. But thank you.
know.
But if it's your cup of tea, that's what matters.
That's what I said.
That's your personal list. this
Like-
list is more like overall objective, right?
Yeah, I feel like I have.
But you could argue it if you want.
I feel like I have the second most diverse palette in terms of genres listened to behind Tank, because I feel like he spreads out genre-wise even more than me. But in terms of like rock, the Black Parade album is like the Good Kid, Mad City.
Wow.
Like it's a really well told album that tells a message that a lot of people really fuck with in terms of like self-discovery and self-reflection. There's a lot of that in that album. Like it kind of touches on the S word and unaliving and things of that nature, but
Oh, wow,
it's also discovery of you can grow up, or not grow up, but grow from that. So a lot of people who listen to that music really fuck with that and related to that. It was like groundbreaking.
Was that on Apple Music's top 100 list? Just wondering. Did they have anything on Apple
It
Music's
should
top
be.
100 list? No.
It probably
Okay.
wasn't because
Is this
they
album?
Yes, the Black Parade.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't because if the Carter 3's not on there, I'm sure they don't appreciate well-told stories. So it
You
should
just
be,
said
though.
Good Kid, Mad City, and Good Kid was top 10. But all right.
But yeah, it's that like it's very well done, and those are like I feel like the highlights of my list.
This motherfucker.
That's crazy.
All right, so Taylor, read your list 25 to 1 so we can know what these abbreviations
Okay.
are.
From the bottom, going up. By the way, Red Hot Chili Peppers, great album. Confessions, Usher, Can't. Good Kid, Mad City, of course. Doggy Style, Thursday. I'm gonna stand on the fact that The Weeknd shaped what the 2000 or 2010s R&B turned into.
I
I'll
was
Die
gonna
on That
say,
Hill.
whose the album
Views,
is that?
Drake, of course. Flower Boy, Child of the Creator, great album. Fight Me. Ride the Lightning, talked about it earlier. Metallica. AEOM, I can't remember, and we're just gonna scoop past it.
Oh
No
my
Ceilings. It's on streaming services.
That's
so
a
I'm taking that. It's
mixtape.
on streaming services, taking it as a win. Fight Me.
That's
The
a
Jimi
mi-
Hendrix Experience. The Black Parade. My Chemical Romance talked about it. MB, don't remember, but it's great. Long Live ASAP. This is when I thought this was a favorites list, so it's just staying there. 2014 Forest Hills Drive. It went platinum, double platinum with no features. That's greatness. I listen to it all the time. Changed who I was as a young youth in my 20s. For Your Eyes Only, but of course To Pimp a Butterfly, because I mean that one was.
You
that
put
one.
For Your Eyes.
Also, this a lot
Favorites
of this list
list.
is not in
Favorites
order.
list.
This is made when I did favorites. If I put it in
Favorites
order,
list.
it'd be different. Take Care, because sentimental reasons. That's my high school album. Everybody has one. Victory Lap. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. LR's Late Registration. Grad is Graduation. BDTF. Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Carter 3. Lemonade and Thriller. Thriller
Three
is
Kanye's
one though.
Brilliant.
Thriller is one though.
That just redeemed your whole list, bro.
Thriller is one. Thriller is one. Everything else can be put in order if I redid it, but Thriller would still be one.
Thank you, Taylor,
Yes.
for that list. Alham, let's go to you, brother.
I'm ready for this Snow
Oh
Allegra.
boy. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be a little bit more brief. Some of these, I definitely fucked up on the objective slash subjective criteria here. So
We all did it.
please bear with me. This is in no particular order, but we'll just go down the list. I know Drake has received a lot of flack, but Take Care is perhaps one of the best albums of all time. I think there's enough said on that. The Speed of Things by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. It's an indie album. Really set the precedent for 2013 on in that realm. Y'all don't know indie, and Apple for sure won't know any indie music. So, Reason, Porches.
That's a great name.
Just a great storytelling album. Born in the Wild, it's a little bit more recent, but this is Tim's debut album. I think it's starting to set the standard for African music.
That shit came out like
and
a month ago. You already got it on your list.
I didn't know that.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's great. It doesn't have any skips.
It's crazy. Wait a minute.
No.
How did it set the standard a month ago?
Hold up, Taylor, hold on. This is her debut album though. So like this is really Tim's kind of setting off her career. And so the reason why I put it on there is not necessarily because it's the best album of all time, but I think it's bringing like Tim's, like I'm in California right now, everybody is playing Tim's right now. Like this new album is kind of slowly making his way across borders and transcending borders, and I think that's pretty impressive. Coloring Book, that's just a personal favorite, so I can't even say anything. Snow Allegra, so I put 2 albums by Snow Allegra, that's 7 and 8. So she's the modern iteration of Sade. So if any of y'all know who Sade is, she's an absolute classic in the R&B world.
Don't ever disrespect Sade like that again.
Can we get some laughing
Don't
effects?
ever disrespect Sade
I feel
like that
Alicia
again.
Keys is alive.
That's crazy.
Do
There's no
not
disrespect
ever
to
disrespect.
Sade. But Sade has also acknowledged Snow Allegra in her R&B world. So I'm just saying, Snow Allegra is one of the best. She's Rock Nation's very best and very own.
Story reply.
She did several times.
Are you
Shout out to
So-
her.
You said am I Delulu? Probably.
Ridiculous True
So
True.
then I've got the 2 Kanye
Junior,
albums.
Junior.
I'm sorry.
Who is
Don't
Dale
listen to
Earnhardt
Taylor.
Jr. Jr.?
Who's Taylor?
It's indie music. Bro, you ain't listen? Damn.
No.
So next we got Graduation, Late Registration. Next we got Kanye West's Graduation, Late Registration. Quite literally no skips. You go Graduation.
Hell yeah, no skips.
Track for track, bar for bar, absolutely beautifully done. Late Registration, obviously we got the skits, the narratives, the music, production wise. It really, I think, all just kind of shows Kanye's life at the time in a nutshell. And so, very great. For Your Eyes Only, 2014 Forest Hill Drives. I agree with you very much, Taylor. Tevin seems to be a hater, but I think because there are parallels between
Tevin
me.
just don't like that album. He liked J. Cole, but that
that's
album.
a bad album.
That's so boo boo.
I think because there's parallels between me and Taylor, I think at least one of those albums got to get there on that list, or maybe both. That's
I
2.
mean, 20.
Maybe that's what we can
I'm
do.
mad at J. Cole being in top 100 for sure.
Yeah, 2014 is probably if there's one album, it's that one.
I guess neither one of those are even his best albums in my opinion. So 2014 could be on the list, but again, that's all I'm saying.
What's his best album to you?
So next I'll do Good Kid, Mad City. I think that kind of speaks
yeah.
for itself. One of the best albums of all time. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So I think there's an appreciation. I don't think it's one of the best albums of all time. However, it is Kendrick Lamar coming back onto the scene and reestablishing himself within this next generation of folks. And so I thought that was pretty amazing. Chronicles of a Diamonds by Black Pumas. That's honestly just a personal favorite. I wanted to add some variety here. LMA, DJ Mustard produced the entire album. I think this honestly shows the range of DJ Mustard specifically. Every track is produced by him. It's beautifully done. He used this is the first time he's really using keys. Um, so LMA by LMA is dope. Drip Season Forever. I think this is honestly where Gunna probably did his best work. Is it the best album of all time? No, it's a personal favorite. Sylvia Down by Isaiah Rashad. Got to see it live. I think there's a special appreciation for it. Probably one of the first real albums I've ever listened to in terms of rap. Where I was really just okay, I'm going track for track. This is actually really dope. The sound's unique. Honestly, if he was ever mainstream, I think he probably would have helped set the next generation of rap. That's just my honest opinion. Jacquees, just a very good album. Personal favorite. I don't really like Jacquees, but the album is very good. Me and Rathan have had several conversations regarding that. The Forever Story by Jit, great storytelling. The Melodic Blue, Baby Keem, I think this is PG Lang's first project. So I think this is kind of a new generation of Kendrick, Baby Keem, PG Lang, kind of his separation from TDE. There's appreciation for that. Black Swan, no skips. Control by SZA. SZA, I think, man. I saw on your list, Aurelius, you had Z, which I thought was interesting, but Control, I feel like, is SZA in a nutshell. So if you really want to know who SZA is as an artist, you listen to Control because I think it shows her range. Z's honestly the beginning, so I respect that too. Love Again, that's just an album I listen to, so we're gonna gotta get into that. But Malibu, Anderson .Paak, production absolutely fantastic. I think his sound brings back some Ray Charles in there. He's got a very his use of production, his use of music, the amount of instruments he plays is pretty crazy. Him and the Free Nationals, obviously, and then the Carter 4. They'll speak for themselves. Carter 3 and Carter 4, those are just classics. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Taylor did an exceptional job of explaining why those albums are on here. So I went to 28, but I figured that we needed some extra ones.
Interesting list, Mr.
For the Jacquees album, is it all covers?
Yeah. There's a lot of covers on there. It's not covers, but he
So
what do you call it? Interpolates.
So the original artists are your albums.
What the fuck is that? Is it like a karaoke thing? Let's be honest.
No,
this
it's not.
It's a glorified karaoke
No.
singer, bro.
Damn.
I ain't never seen nobody this nigga gets no flack for just singing other niggas shit, and nobody gives a fuck. It's crazy. He did it. He won. He has a right.
No, King of R&B is his first album. King of R&B is his actual album. This is when, for a while, we thought that. You remember he was calling himself the King of R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Still, R&B is kind of up in the air. There isn't anybody who's just the king or queen or person of R&B.
It's The Weeknd.
I don't think anybody calls The Weeknd that.
Shut that shit. Niggas with knowledge. He's just in his pop phase right now, but just let somebody break his heart one more time.
So we're talking about R&B, but you saying he's the king of pop? That's crazy.
Yeah, because he conquered R&B, went to another lane. He still got his kingdom. Relax. But anyway, this is about Jacquees.
On to my list.
Karaoke king.
So my list might be the first list that you all see that adhere to the metrics that were sent to the group.
Type shit.
I do want to be clear about that. I won't repeat any, but I'll just go over my whole list and then dive into a couple. So, Thriller, Michael Jackson already been discussed. You can't really debate with this one. It's just it's only 9 tracks. They're all brilliant. You've got crazy records with album sales, all of that. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, to me, one of the greatest albums of all time, regardless of genre. Lemonade by Beyonce, Blonde by Frank Ocean, The Blueprint by Jay-Z, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick, which is higher than Good Kid, Mad City, you will notice. So my list is ranked, at least these first 25. So we can get into that as well. Speakerbox / Love Below, Outkast had to be on there. Bringing the South to the entire world, I think is huge. Andre 3000 and Big Boy. You got the Carter 3 by Lil Wayne is on there, so even top 10.
Fuck
me.
yes.
Channel Orange, Frank Ocean, Confessions, Usher, Good Kid, Mad City, outside of the top 10, unlike Apple Music's Incorrect List by Kendrick. Graduation by Kanye West, Blank Face by Schoolboy Q, Black Swan as well.
Shout out to
Nino.
Schoolboy.
B by Common, to me his best album, classic, early on in his career. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, undeniable. It was number 1 on Apple Music's list. So, there's that. Thank you. Next, Ariana Grande.
Fuck yeah, nigga. That's what the fuck we're talking about. In another world, in our space, yeah, in AS. Fuck is they talking about, nigga?
No,
That album smacks, nigga.
there was no Ariana Grande on Apple Music.
That
list,
album
which is
smacks.
outrageous. Like, she is one of the big, like, she right there with Taylor Swift, bro. Is the biggest pop star in
She really
2010s.
is.
This is crazy. How she ain't on there?
That shit went about Mac Miller. That song was.
Yeah. The Diary of Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys also wasn't on Apple Music list incorrectly. The Pink Print by Nicki Minaj. Paper Trail by T.I. Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. This is also like a little, like, this is my personal
Paper
one of my
Trail. I
favorites.
love that.
Yeah, that's my shit from T.I. The Cool by Lupe Fiasco, classic album. Dirty Sprite 2 by Future. Tank's not here, so I wanted to include a little bit of Future for us, though. I got Z or SOS from SZA. And then outside of my top 25 is Take Care from Drake, so I do agree with that. Purple Rain from Prince, undeniable, just like there with Michael. All Eyes on Me by Tupac, classic.
That's
West
what
Coast
that
artist.
was on my list. That's All Eyes on Me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
AOME.
I wanted to get some Oklahoma, personnel on here. So Fine Little Africa,
Toby
Tulsa-based group, on the 100-year anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. That album, beyond just like local bias, that album was brilliant. Rapistry, like singing on there, the production. Shout out Dr. View. Shout out everybody who worked on that album. That album's really excellent. Finn by Sid. Sid broke off from the internet. That was her first solo album. No skips, classic shit. 2017, people was talking about that right where Migos is the culture with Bad and Bougie and all of that. So shout out to Sid. And they wanted to get some old school flavor in here too with some Aretha, some Funkadelic, Gap Band, and Eminem as well. So I just want to talk about a couple of
Gotta
these.
shout out the Gap Band with
First-
the Okies too, nigga.
Yeah, shout out Tulsa for sure.
Outstanding.
I want to talk about a couple of these. First and foremost, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, all right? The context of it, which we talked about when we talked about that Nicki verse with Monster, right? Kanye was shamed to oblivion post Taylor Swift.
Oblivion.
All right? He came back. He went to Hawaii with all of his friends and came back with an undeniable album. You got hits like Power, All of the Lights, Monster on it, right? There's no skips. The production is crazy, as all Kanye albums are. The story and some of Kanye's best bars. So better bars to me than Late Registration, Graduation, and College Dropout. And then the album sales, undeniable. You got over 8 million album sales total. So that's 8 times platinum. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has gone. So undeniable album there. To me, should definitely be in the top 5. Was not even on Apple Music's list, like, at all. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was not. Or was it?
No, it was 25.
It was on.
It was 25.
It was 26 or somewhere.
It was-
25
the
and 30.
highest
And that was
of
the
his
only
album.
And that
Kanye.
was the only
Yeah.
Kanye.
Crazy work. Okay.
what it was.
That's what. So to me, it should be top 10, top 5 for real all time. My other Kanye album that I got on here, which I think was also on Taylor's and Alham's, is Graduation and Late Registration. Listen,
Yeah.
the context for Graduation is very important as well. Kanye went head to head against 50 Cent. FD Signifier just talked about this in his sort of breakdown
Shout
of
out.
Drake versus the Kendrick, where he went all the way back into the start of both of their careers, and talked about how Kanye sort of laid the groundwork for Drake, for better or for worse. And he did that with this showdown between Graduation, Kanye's album, and 50 Cent's album. So the labels projected these two albums as head to head. They had a little fake beef. It was really all for PR, right? Kanye obliterated 50 Cent in first week album sales, right? So you got to remember the time and place. Album sales were everything at this time. This was pre-streaming, right? So pre-streaming, people wasn't even going online. People were going out and buying these physical CDs.
This what, 06?
Yeah, man. Graduation sold 957,000 copies in week one. Kanye almost went platinum. Graduation almost went platinum in 1 week, in 7 days. Head to head with 50 Cent. So we're talking about this turned the tides for all of hip hop. From gangster rap was the preeminent and main focus of hip hop, to now we are laying the groundwork for a different kind of rap that is more exploratory, more experimental, that's getting into other textures and flavors. So we have Graduation to credit for that sort of shift in hip hop. And then I also got some Kid Cudi on here. Man on the Moon 2, I think, was also huge. On that same Kanye trail, but Kid Cudi went even further into it with the singing, the Cudi hums, all of that. I think Man on the Moon 2. I haven't heard Kid Cudi at all on either of the lists so far, so did want to give him a shout out as well.
I love Blank Face. I love that. I love that. That
was beautiful. You had Carter 3 on here. I love that.
Carter 3's on
Just
there, brother.
you
Top 5, I think.
you said you mentioned Kanye's first week sales. I just had to Google Carter 3's first week sales. 1.5 million first week.
Carter 3.
It went 425,000 first day.
It's crazy. 2008.
Oh my
And it's not a top 100 album all time. Mina really is for smart. That's all I'm saying. Beautiful list. I love it. I love the R&B diversity across the decades as well. Aretha, you had Aretha Franklin. Am I bugging? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, I had Aretha.
Yes, beautiful pull. Beautiful pull.
Yeah.
Beautiful pull. Love the list.
Thank you.
Good list, brother.
We got the purple
first
eater.
list to
That list
adhere
is
to the
metric.
rules.
Maybe that's why it was beautiful.
I
don't
will
know.
be probably the second list and the last list to adhere to the rules.
Purple people eater. Give it to us.
And I got some purple rain. Okay. I'm gonna start with what y'all can't see. So I'm gonna go bottom to the top. Okay. So I got, and also I want to note that these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I'm about to give you are not necessarily ranked. The 19 I give you after that are ranked. So these 5 could be put in some other places. Just didn't get to it. So Baduzium by Erykah Badu. I just think Erykah Badu's sound was very different for the time, being with Andre 3000 and sort of understanding like she could be who she was gonna be in sort of like the R&B world, and she did, and like people still sort of talk about some of those sort of songs and sounds and try to imitate. That's why I got her on there. 3 Feet High and Rising. I think sort of shout out. That's by De La Soul. That's just I think it's a group that I grew up with. Like my dad loved. And so being able to hear sort of that sound and how, again, like people are still talking about their specific sound and some of the ways that they distorted, right, their voices and did all those different niche things that you hear a lot of now, right, thought that it was very influential. Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent. I think that sort of speaks for itself. Doggy Style,
50.
Snoop Dogg, Confessions, Usher. I think all of those have already
Shout
been
out Doggy
said.
Style. I see you.
So here's where we get into the ranked. Got Exodus by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Are You Experienced by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. I think both of those sort of speak specifically to like not only the sound, but like they were generational sort of sounds in their time and spoke for people that were around them and brought a different group, a different sort of intake of like people are really following them and people are really trying to imitate them everywhere that they are. Was pretty dope. The Blueprint by Jay-Z, Illmatic by Nas. What, man. The Carter 3.
It's unanimous. It's unanimous. All three of us have it. Apple Music, you sons of.
Got the Carter 3, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick. Got Lemonade as well by Beyonce. All Eyes on Me by Tupac. Speaker Box, The Love Below by Outkast. Ready to Die by Biggie. Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Late Registration by Kanye West. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill.
Shout out to Blueprint.
Purple Rain by Prince. Abbey Road by the Beatles. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. And then Thriller, I think, it's sounding like the unanimous one across the group that is going to be at least number one on our list instead of the Miseducation, which I appreciate. So a couple of these I definitely want to talk about. I'll start with Songs in the Key of Life, which actually I got really lucky to be able to sort of grow up on listening to that music with my people. So understanding, one, that like that was still something that was being played in my house, in my people's house, and sort of some of the friends that I was going to, right? Understanding that like there wasn't a lot of skips that were like when people played that album, like they were playing that motherfucker in full. Understanding the talent and the influence that it had on the future music in terms of instruments and sort of how people were going to be producing and all those things, samples, like all of those things that came in Songs in the Key of Life, I really appreciated to be able to grow up on. Late Registration I have as my first sort of rap album. I think that it is better than Good Kid, Mad City. I think that it should have been on the list, on Apple Music's list, because I think Good Kid, Mad City was the only rap album in the top 10. But to me, I think, and again, I can't say that I was there when it happened. I can only speak to the influence that I see currently and going back and listening to it now. That has just really my favorite sounds of Kanye. I think, and I think I have to now go back and listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy again, but I thought those were some of his better bars and him rapping that I appreciated in that album as well. And so I wanted to definitely talk about that being my first rap album on this list, instead of Good Kid, Mad City, but still definitely want to put that on there. And then I also just really just appreciate the Lemonade love too. I think not a lot of people really understand the depths and the power of what that album did.
Shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to
for like women in general, and like for it to be to a person who was like really still labeled as the head honcho, especially for the black community, like that's who people were really looking up to, and it really being like a fuck you of independence of like, nah nigga, like, and it was Beyonce still to be able to do the numbers that it did, like just a fantastic fucking album. And so that's what I wanted to put for that. But that's my list.
Alright, how the fuck are we gonna do this, guys? We've got this whiteboard behind us. We know that Thriller's number one. Alright. Let's not even start with the top 10. Let's not even start with the ranking. Let's just put on this whiteboard that Tevin's gonna write all of the albums that we all think have to be on there. Yeah. So we got Thriller.
And we don't have to have a certain number. Just keep going until we run out of albums that have to be on there.
And then we can...
So Thriller is a great start.
Yeah. Stay organized, Tev. Stay organized.
We could also build on it too, though.
You co-founded an organization. He's going to be organized.
You would think, huh? What'd you say?
I said we could also kind of build on the list too, like maybe like throughout the podcast we could just always have that in the back. So like today we'll come up with the big ones, and that way, you know, like we don't have to put 100 on a list right now, because let's be honest, some of these albums, like
Oh,
the
yeah,
Chronicles of the Diamond.
Alham's in law school now.
But-
He has limited time. He's got work to do. He's on the West Coast, so he's earlier there.
That
but
nigga's sleepy.
He's got to go. That's what that was. I like it, though. We
No.
can do that. Yeah, that's what it was. It's all right. That's what
No.
the fuck it was.
Take
Damn.
us home, goddammit.
What's your must-haves? Go ahead.
The Carter 3 for sure. Carter 3 is
That's
gonna
4 out of
gotta
4
be on
Apple
there.
Music. Suck my dick.
Taylor, we already talked about this. We hit agreed.
I'm never gonna stop
Lemonade.
shooting shots.
2014 Forest Hill Drive for sure. It's got to be on there somewhere.
That's 3 votes out of 4. Tevin. Such a great album.
I don't know how you don't like that.
Butt face.
What's it like? What,
It went double
can we
platinum
go
with
through
no
all- can we go
features.
through all the metrics of that with 2014? Can we just go through real quick?
We can
Real
do it.
I think
We can do it.
graduation
that's
and
the
late
thing, there's
registration
100,
gotta
so
both
it
be
could
on
be
there.
99.
Type shit, you right. I'm gonna put it on here.
Like,
I just really
it's
wanna
not-
know,
it-
like,
It's great, nigga. That's why it's going. It's great.
It may not be 10, but like it might be 100.
Like there's 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. Don't know them all, but it's delicious. You accept it. We moving on.
No, don't do this.
Let's
I think
see.
both Kanye albums got to be on there. Late registration,
graduation and
for
late
sure.
registration.
There's 3 Kanye albums on here. Graduation,
all
Late
3?
Registration,
And
My
Beautiful?
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy are all
All 3.
all 100 best albums. Yes, that's my agenda here. Okay.
I
I'll
don't
stop
think.
talking.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna get
is
off.
that really wrong?
It's not. No. Nigga, you could
It's
say
not.
4 or 5, bro. You could say 4 or 5. Like, there's gonna be some people.
Okay,
who
I don't
say
know about
College
no
Dropout
4 or
should be on
5.
Because for our list is gonna be heavy rap influence, and like those are easily 3 of the best rap albums ever.
there. Late Registration.
Purple Rain's got to be
The
on
real
there.
question is, what order are those 3? Because to me, I had Gold Digger is which album?
Late Registration.
Graduation. That is the bear in the sky of shooting out the little whatchamashit.
Yeah,
Oof,
that's
fuck.
good life.
Yeah, okay, I do have it right. Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Graduation, Late Registration, in that order.
That's my order too.
Oh shit. Are we?
No, he has Late Registration, and I don't even think he had my. Oh, you had it. Okay.
No, I didn't have it. If I were to rank those 3, though, I do agree that all 3. Like some I just.
Did I have it in that
rank
order?
Like some I just didn't put on.
Like
But
that order.
my order would be, but again, I could be outnumbered. My order would be Late Registration, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Graduation. That would be mine.
Devin, we can't
As
hear
long as
you.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy's top 2, I think we're all in that agreement.
But we don't have to get there yet.
Yeah, we're all on that.
Facts. I was just curious if we had it in that
Just
order.
pushing his agenda. All right.
Alham, do you agree? Those 3 albums, Fantasy, Graduation, and Late Reg? Ill. I didn't like how that sounded.
Yeah, late reg is ugly. That was
Ew.
weird.
Yeah.
he abbreviated
I don't like that.
All right, what else?
Yeah.
Pull off the list.
Let's
I
do.
think
This is
Purple
spicy.
Rain needs to
Take
be on
care.
there.
Take care.
What'd you say, Alham?
Purple Rain.
You gonna ignore Take Care, Tevin?
I was.
Take care. Needs
Take
to be
care.
on
on
there.
there.
I-
3 of us
Take
had
care.
Take Care on our list.
I'm gonna put it.
It was-
I'm just waiting for-
I was just making sure we could get it out the way so Tevin can talk about it for the least amount of time as possible.
I'm not like that. Makes.
What about snow? We gonna add snow in there?
No.
There's gonna be no snow on this list, brother. You have to really argue. No, listen.
You're gonna get
That's
outvoted.
my take. No, but you can really argue it and make the case. But you have to do it with the metrics. So come next time with the metrics about why.
And
it
it
should be on
definitely
there.
get put on for sure.
And not just like,
And I'm
oh,
gonna
she's
put
my favorite.
Which album? And I'm gonna put.
I think bottom 10. I think bottom 10 should be bottom 10. I think she's like 90 through 100. I think the feels is in there. Those feels.
There's a few
Channel
skips.
Orange.
What is MB? Maybe Misery Business.
Miseducation and Lauryn Hill. I think there's 2 Frank Ocean albums that should be on this list.
I missed both of them. I didn't even.
I think both Bond and
I
Channel Orange.
struggled. I probably could replace Misery
I don't know
Business
about Blonde.
with Channel Orange.
I fuck with Paramore.
Yeah. I
Misery
don't-
Business is
I
hard.
just don't have enough
Yeah.
research to have a definitive take on it, so I'm gonna put it on the
Are
honorable
we in
mention.
agreement that both Frank albums?
I'm
Alham doesn't
Channel
have Blonde.
Orange.
You're also just Channel Orange.
Just Channel Orange.
So let me make my argument for Channel Orange, guys. I don't even know that Channel Orange belongs on the list. Period. Let me tell you why. All right.
It could.
Wow.
I'll concede if it doesn't.
I want.
But
There are four skips on Channel Orange.
The fucking what?
What are those skips?
White.
There are 4 skips. I didn't write them down, but that's what I wrote. There are 4 skips on Channel Orange,
Respect.
according to my research
I can
that I
believe
did
that.
last night.
That sounds about right.
But would we know Frank Ocean if it wasn't for Channel Orange?
But just because that was your first doesn't mean it's your best.
That is
But I
valid.
think that's honestly what put him on it. Like thinking about you, like he would have never popped up on them
About
on the
You
music
crazy.
award shows and all that. Like those, like there are singles on that album
Pyramid.
that really define who he is.
But Blonde is significantly better when we're talking about his. Blonde is significantly better when we're talking about his production, his singing, and just like the numbers that he did. Like that whole album as a
That's
whole,
Pink
like I
and White,
understood why that shit got like Pink and White, Nikes, Knights,
Ivy.
and Nikes, Ivy, the shit with Andre 3000, I would have done solo, the solo reprise, like.
No skips, brother. And that's the thing. There's skips on Channel Orange. That's the only. I think Blonde should be higher than Channel Orange, but I think Channel Orange belongs on the list.
I agree with that.
I can do that. I can get down with that.
Godspeed is on that too, huh?
Godspeed. Godspeed. That boy
White
was
Ferrari's
singing,
on
bro.
there.
He was
Okay,
singing.
I have been swayed.
The vocals are also way more because he's
Yeah.
doing a little bit more.
I can do that.
playing
Objectively,
in general.
it's better. I see. I've been swayed.
I'm a little.
Thank you next.
I'm a little
please.
like-
Blonde has an E, yes. Thank you next should be on
Oh,
there.
wait.
Thank you.
I mean, like,
Thank you next. Thank you.
I think that
Next.
hold on.
Thank
It could be in the 90s.
I don't know.
Let me
That's
look
like
up the
95,
discography
96,
of
97, 98. Maybe like
I haven't
90, maybe
listened to that
100.
album to be completely
Shut up,
fair,
Bob.
but I think that
So
in
don't
Aurelius's
say nothing.
what I was gonna say is in
listen
Aurelius's
to it.
defense, Ariana Grande is damn near Taylor Swift in terms of she's been around and she is that pop star outside of like Taylor Swift. She's not on that level obviously, but who's next? Like it's Ariana. It's been Ariana Grande for a while. Like it has. Who's the next white girl that niggas is listening to that ain't Taylor or that white people are listening to that's not Taylor Swift?
Let's be honest though. How many single? First thing, I've never listened to the album. I only know "Thank You Next," and I really don't know nobody who's like, man, have you listened to that new Ariana Grande? I've just never.
White
heard it.
people are on that, especially when she was with Mac Miller, who I think Mac deserves the album. I just didn't know which one, so I didn't put it on here. But like again, two white people, Ariana Grande is her, nigga. Like, if you don't like
I don't
Taylor
know.
Swift, you probably like Ariana. Like those are the two options that white people got.
And you can be
I don't
more
know.
comfortable
I
with
don't know.
Ariana
I don't
Grande,
think.
too,
I
'cause
really,
she's
really don't
blackfish.
see Ariana. Like I see. Really, it's just the magnitude of Aurelius's opinion on this one. I don't really think Ariana's on the top 100. Nothing. For real.
Sounds like you're an Ariana hater, and it's like, what she do to you?
No,
Okay,
I
really
don't think
can
she's top
you-
100.
Our producer also doesn't think so. I haven't listened to that album specifically, so like I can't say that album. I'm simply saying that if we're talking about 100 albums, I don't think that I would hate seeing her name on the list in the bottom 10
Facts.
type shit.
How
That's
do you-
all.
but
That's
how
all
do
I'm
you-
saying.
She top 50.
How
Give
do
me
you
50
put an
albums
album
better
on
than
there
Thank You
that you've
Next.
never heard though, Tevin? How do you put an album on there that
Sure,
you've
he's like
never
a
heard?
I
bad.
didn't say.
He said the
I
artist.
didn't
He's talking about
say.
just her in
Yeah,
general.
I said if any of like I don't know what album is her best one. I'm saying I would not be surprised if I were to have seen her name in the bottom 10. I would have been upset if I saw her name anywhere else, probably. But what I'm saying is I wouldn't have been surprised or upset. Same way I wasn't surprised with some of those people I never listened to. You know? But nigga, they big.
Listen,
know.
listen. Beyonce had her take on She Was Done Wrong by a Man. Ariana Grande had her take on She Was Done Wrong by a Man.
Just a couple
Both
of
of them
them.
resulted in hits. Thank You Next. She put all of her bad breakups into one motherfucking hit. She recruited Kris Jenner, okay, pop cultural icons in the video. Thank You Next. Shout out Big Sean. She was still trying to get on Big Sean for real. So a little bit of smoke for Janae Aiko. You know what I'm saying? I am just saying that album, classic.
If we putting that on there,
And
then I
vocally?
need Rolling Papers by Wiz
And like
on
singing
there.
wise,
If you
Ariana Grande
actually-
is like 5 and not 5.
If you
That's insane.
objectively,
We're gonna
listen to it,
put this on the list the same way that we're putting
can
Snow
get
Allegra
moved
on the
around,
list
though.
because I feel like she definitely would have some better shit than Snow. But we're just gonna put it to a vote when everybody comes
Yeah, if
together,
Snow
okay?
And it
is
can
in the
get moved
90s,
around.
Ariana should be in the 60s.
Yo, can we
Take
get Wiz
Care
Khalifa's
should-
rolling
or Carter
papers on
3
there?
should be in top 20.
Can we get what?
Wiz Khalifa's rolling papers. I think
Okay,
that's
go
got to
ahead.
be on there. Wiz had a time. Wiz was rolling for a little bit.
Yeah, he was rolling. He was rolling.
Black
out.
His
Mellow
his
was
time,
the
but
biggest he ever was.
his time
For 3
though
years,
was for
brother.
real mixtape though. Like his time was cushion
Cabin
OJ.
Fever?
He
Like
was as big as Big Sean in that realm. Like that's
he
they
was bigger.
peaked-
He was bigger than Big Sean.
was
I
bigger
feel like
than-
at
he was
that
bigger
time.
than
Yeah,
Big
he
Sean
made that
for
movie with
sure.
Snoop Dogg. He did peak pretty high.
But he hasn't lasted.
He
like
hasn't
Big
lasted
Sean
as
has
Big
long
at
Sean's
all.
W consistency.
Has Ariana Grande lasted longer than Wiz Khalifa?
Yes,
Yes,
argument
nigga.
to be had
Do you
there?
remember Victorious?
nigga.
No.
Nigga, her latest.
Do you
album-
remember Victorious?
Listen. Her latest album, Eternal Sunshine, still topped the charts earlier this year, and she's about to be in Wicked, which is gonna be one of the biggest movie hits of the year. Now that might not be your bag, but for the millions of people across the world whose bag it is, they fuck with it.
That movie looks good as fuck
Wicked's-
though.
that's
I'm
gonna
not
be
gonna lie
tough.
to
That's
you.
the Wizard
That
of Oz,
movie
right?
looks it's the Wizard of Oz shit.
Yes.
It's the black woman who becomes the wicked one of the witches. Can't say
Oh,
which one, but she becomes
shit.
one of the witches. So it's like basically
Wizard of Oz lore.
it
shout
looks
out.
good. I ain't gonna lie.
Ariana's still popping, nigga. She was just on Hot Ones, bruh. Eating spicy wings with Sean Evans. She's still popping.
And only people who do numbers do that show. Man.
Okay, what other albums? Let's get into the rest of it. Y'all can argue Snow and Ariana, okay?
Let's see.
Snow is
Ariana's
if
at
we're
least
gonna
worth
if we're gonna
arguing.
ask pull Snow, we can ask pull Ariana, okay? Let's just be frank here.
the
Wow, that's kind of a
Alicia
triple
Keys.
entendre there. I'm gonna lie, that's kind of hard, Tev.
He didn't
It can
even
be
catch
Frank.
I also
Y'all get
didn't
it?
catch
No?
I like.
Right.
to
We
be
got it
frank.
all home.
Yeah, real shit. Real nigga
All
shit.
eyes on me, Tupac.
Yeah. AEOM. Acronyms.
Confessions, Usher.
That'll do it.
To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid.
We can put them both. I fucks with it.
And you said you wanted them?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I can.
If Kanye only has 3, Kendrick has to have less than 3. Another piece of my agenda. Kendrick needs to have less. Not a better artist. Sorry. Just not.
I would never argue that Kendrick is a better artist than Kanye
But
West.
that doesn't mean he can't make better albums. Though.
But that's the whole thing
Or
about,
does it?
Kanye's artistry.
Does
His
it, though?
albums are the best. Like, that's the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, those things are not mutually exclusive.
Ah, really? So I would love to see you push a nasty basketball agenda one day. That no one
Yo,
would see
can we
coming,
put the
'cause you
Illuminati
would-
on there?
Illuminati?
Illmatic.
Good one.
What about something from
I think it should be on
ABCD?
That's
And I
for
think
our
Ready to
OG
Die
fans.
by- I think Ready
Shout
to
out
Die should be on
ABCD,
there as
great
well.
band.
Yeah. Are we gonna put some ABCD on there, nigga? Since we doing that.
What a time.
Shit.
59 and a
Still
half
don't know the
minutes.
song
Check
by
it
now.
out.
Yeah, I think Illmatic and then Ready to
Welcome
Die
to the
should be on
Jungle?
there as well.
Big balls.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
What's Big Balls about?
ACD. The songs are like, "Who's got the big balls? We've got the big balls." It's a wild song, but
Also,
AC-
welcome to
ACD.
the
You know what he's
jungle.
talking
Everybody
about?
knows that. shit.
ACDC.
Illmatic and Ready to Die. Like Juicy.
I was halfway here, y'all.
What happened?
So
I don't
Illmatic.
think all of them can see us for real, so
We got the Illmatic on
figured
there.
it
We
out.
got you.
Illmatic, and he said Ready to Die, Biggie.
I fuck with it.
Give me
Which
the
I'm
loop.
fine with. Doggy Style should be on there. I like that pick.
Yeah.
Miseducation,
I'm cool with
Cold
taking off
Blooded.
Doggy Style for Damn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with
Al
them
Faro,
not being on there.
Travis.
I will argue that. Al Faro? No. Travis Scott.
I'm kidding. Al Faro not on
Hell nah, bro. You're out of your
Hell
boo boo
nah.
head mind. That's crazy.
I do like. Fuck no.
No, just go ahead and
Fuck
delete that.
no.
Just go ahead and stop typing.
Just
stop typing.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
sorry,
typing.
Trey. Yeah,
You didn't watch. He didn't watch the episode. He didn't watch the episode. He didn't watch the episode.
Our producer
We had a
wasn't here.
whole
Yeah, our
half an
producer-
episode where first there's no Astro World. No, we are, but not crazy. Astro World is cool. It's not even his best album. It's not better than the shit he dropped last year. Astro World is not better than the shit he dropped last year. I can never remember the name of it.
What was the name
Astro
of that?
World is a cool little album. It's just got a beautiful album cover, and niggas are dick riding, and it's cool. R.I.P. Screw, I guess.
I like the Tyler the Creator. I forgot what album. you said.
Flower Boy.
That album, yeah.
I agree.
We live in a
Flower Boy's
dream
dope.
state. Gonna in reality.
You got Alicia on there?
Can I get a kiss? Can
You got
I?
Smino on there? I think Smino's
Black
90,
Swan.
99, 98. Impact's not
I have a
there,
gingers
but
to
if
push.
you
I don't
question-
care.
listen to-
the
if you
question-
listen to Black Swan, it's one of your 100 best.
That okay.
I know not a lot of people do listen to Smino, but if you do, that shit is that shit.
Well, I was gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
are we sure that that's the one
Ooh.
From Smino?
from Smino?
What you gonna say? Something earlier?
No,
Or some
I like
Love for
I
Rent?
like I really like Love for Rent. Y'all might not like it. I'm okay with it not being
I like
on.
it.
But I like Noir too. Noir, however you pronounce that shit. Which
I think
Or-
Black Swan's
yeah.
one. If Smino's on there, it's Black
that
Swan.
hoopty production, like the production on Noir. Well, I don't know how you pronounce that shit. Was insane. But I'm okay with that one not being on. The question is Love for Rent or Black Swan, and are we set on Black Swan?
I'm set on Black Swan.
I'm gonna go with
I don't like
Black
Love
Swan
for It
'cause
that
I
much.
haven't listened to it.
Or I
Love
like
for
it.
It a
It's
lot.
just I don't like it as much as Black Swan. For
But
real.
Black Swan was, yeah, that shit.
I was thinking of
You Can't See Me?
something else too. Oh, producer Trey, what are some albums that you have not heard that you think could be on this list?
You Can't See Me by John Cena.
But that's it.
Did you have the blueprint?
Blueprints on it.
He had the
Yeah,
Blueprint
Blueprint.
3 over the Blueprint.
So, producer Trey said in our notes here that we're seeing that the Blueprint 3 over the Blueprint, which is blasphemy.
Is the Blueprint 3 New York? Is that
Oh,
New
the
York?
Blueprint 3 is the one with Empire State of Mind on it.
The
Yes.
concrete jungle where things are made of?
There's nothing we can't do.
A Stars Born's on
No,
there.
it can't be. Right?
No, that shit was kind
I
of.
mean, the album's good, but like, it's not that kind of album,
the
is
Blueprint
it?
is like, that's what you think of with Jay-Z. The Blueprint 3 is not.
Blueprint. Let me look up
He
the
was
track
trying to get
list.
it in
Let
his
me make sure
experimental
I'm not-
bag. He had Kid Cudi on there. It didn't work. I don't think it worked.
Hot take: Magna Carta is better than the Blueprint 3.
Fuck no. Hell
That's a
no.
cold take. I had Dirty Sprite 2 on there. Yeah, let's do that. Magna Carta sucks. For real.
We put the Carter 4 on there as well.
I don't know about What a Time to Be Alive.
What
It aged
if we're
very
putting-
well, and niggas don't listen to it no more. But that shit played on. I feel like most niggas
That's
don't.
Future and Drake, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they hate
Is
each
that
other
the
now.
Diamonds Dancing joint? That
Diamonds,
that
diamonds
that
on me
album is
dancing.
that if I go back and listen to Drake, those songs be the songs type
Bro,
shit.
30 for 30 freestyle. Play that right now.
No, Allegra, yes.
Play 30 for 30
Our
freestyle
producer
right
Trey
now.
is going to argue what
I'm
a
not
time
saying
to
this
be
album
alive.
should be there though. I'm not saying that, but it's
What a
it's
Time to Be
aged
Alive
very
by
well.
who?
Drake and Future.
Future.
Oh.
I also like Mick Jenkins, but these niggas probably have
What?
not listened to
I
that.
haven't listened to that, bro, I'm sorry. Nicki
I like Big
Minaj,
Jiggy. He's
please.
just not
Pink Friday.
top 200.
Pink Print.
Which one is
Anaconda.
Starships?
It
Which one
was
is
Pink
Starships?
Print?
No, Pink Friday was the album before Pink Print. Two different
Oh, you're saying Pink
albums. I'm
Print.
saying Pink Print. Yep.
Pink Print. Which one is that one?
Anaconda.
Like in 2017, 2018?
Yeah. A
Mm.
little later.
Over Starships and Roman and all that. Not Roman, but
Roman still exists on Pink Print. Yes, sir.
No,
That was just like a
I
character.
misspoke. I misspoke. I meant I was trying to think of a song title. Let me,
Yeah, brother. I
because
got
that's the
Pink Print right here for you.
2012.
I'm feeling
one.
myself. I'm feeling my. That's Pink Print. Only. You know
It's
what I'm saying? Which
a
is
hot
real
take.
nasty.
So Much Fun by Thugger.
Man, I remember when I first heard this shit, I was like, man, Nicki could really be generational if she really wanted to, but she just don't, cause she loves making all kind of
I never
music.
fucked Wayne. I never fucked Drake.
But I
That's
pinky,
Pink Print.
bro, I pinky promise you, if Nicki really was just like, no, I'm really gonna get in my talk my
2014,
shit
by the way.
bag, Jesus fucking Christ, she'd be disgusting.
Bro,
God.
I never fucked Wayne. I never fucked Drake.
Yeah.
All my life, man, fuck's sake went quadruple platinum on Twitter.
Man, that shit did. I was in college. I was a freshman in college when that came out.
Yes.
That's how old I am.
You're old. Jeez.
That was 10 years ago. Damn, you said 2014?
I goddamn near all. Let's do SOS.
Shit.
Chris Brown by Chris
Or
Brown.
Something by SZA. He had control.
I vote
SZA
Control
has
over
to be on
SOS.
there?
I vote Control over SOS.
So Apple Music had SZA very high. Like it was already.
I mean, they also are dumb.
With
With that new ass album too, like I was,
right. But
Can
that
you
album
be?
was no skips. Like that album was great. SOS
it was
amazing.
It was a good album. I'm not mad.
And we've
'cause
had a
I-
whole year, won hella Grammys. Like she damn near swept the R&B category. Her and Victoria Monet. So
Shout out.
and that's the difference. That's the difference, right? SZA is now mainstream. If you say Control or Z, that was way before anybody knew who SZA was, unless he was in the TDE space. So that's the other thing. A lot more people gonna know what the fuck SOS is than Control or Z.
Do y'all think that we should have like
Control was the
a
first one, so you could have.
a Young Thug album on there? I mean, he really did
Hell
start
yeah.
mumble rap.
That nigga Thug started a movement, nigga. Like, yes, he can be on the list.
Yeah, mumble
It's
rap.
A
just
movement
which
that
album.
ruined rap. Do we need to celebrate it?
The Barter.
The Barter 6, right?
Do
Our
we need
producer
to
is putting
celebrate
Jeffrey
it?
and Summer's Fun. Jeffrey's one with him in the dress. That shit was crazy.
Hot take.
I liked
also-
it. It just wasn't.
Don't
It just
celebrate
wasn't his best album.
Mumble rap. Let's not.
And funny, he has a song
Migos,
called
Migos
Kanye
should
West
also
on
be
it.
on there.
As
Yeah.
much as I love them,
Much as I hate that.
Culturally,
it's hard to not put Culture One just for what it
Culture One,
impact.
brother.
That shit didn't
Bad
have
and
no
Bougie.
skips, but I don't go and listen to that shit.
It's
Like,
not a bad album. It's just not in rotation. But
No,
like
that shit
when that
was
shit
crazy.
but
shuffle,
if I was to play Call Casting, you'd be like, yeah.
No, that shit was
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
bro,
I know,
if Slippery
there was
came
no
on right
skips.
now, you
There
just
was no
like,
skips.
damn, nah. Takeoff really slid on Slippery.
But,
Like that shit
but
is
I
crazy.
think one of the did
Rest
they
in
do
peace.
3 cultures and the third one fell off, or was the
Yeah.
culture 2 not good?
No,
Two
Culture
and 3
3
were
was
bad.
the one with Young
okay,
Boy.
they were both bad.
3
okay.
was cool to
Culture
me.
3 had the
I
one
didn't
shit
like
with
2
Young
at
Boy,
all.
and then it had
But Culture 1 was fire.
I'll put culture 1. It
the-
can be
oh,
somewhere on
fuck,
there,
whatever.
for sure.
Culture 1 was classic though.
Kid Cudi, anybody? Kid Cudi?
Man on the Moon, is that what it is?
I'm an indica
Rihanna?
nigga. I think I'm an indica nigga.
Where my brother K White at? Oh, you Man on the Moon.
I
Rihanna?
like Man on the Moon,
Man on
and
the
I can,
Moon.
but I don't. I think I'd also
Man on the
argue
Moon
the
too.
Man on the Moon too. I think the production was also again better in Indica.
What about Rihanna?
Top of
Loud or Anti?
Oh, Rihanna, yeah.
probably Anti.
Anti is probably her biggest album. Loud, I think, is kind of
No.
what set it
I
off.
do love SOBRB. Rihanna, producer Trey.
Good time.
And this is controversial.
On the regular.
Okay,
I
what
got a
cut are we doing?
controversial pick.
What's up?
What about? All right, so don't cancel me, but Chris Brown by Chris Brown. We was all listening to that shit in middle school for real. Like
Which one is that
He
one?
took,
He's got
took
a lot
over the
of
pop
I'm not
scene.
making the list.
He's got a bunch
Okay.
of singles, but I don't think he has one top to bottom album.
And
that's
how are
crazy.
you gonna do that right after we talk about Rihanna? The disrespect.
Damn.
Is insane.
That is crazy timing. She makes you think of him. She made you think of him. She's like, speaking of
No, it was
Rihanna.
actually really just poor. It was honestly just poor timing. I actually did not make that connection at all. Believe it or not.
Someone put a thumbs. Where's the thumbs down to show up on the screen like the thumbs up did? God damn it. We need that. Boo. Hiss.
We're going to get our sound effects ready for the next one.
Hiss. Hiss.
Boo.
Boo this man. So what's next? What's that say?
We're
I
at
can't read. In the
35.
cut.
I put both just so we can argue. I'll put argue next to both.
You Can't See Me by John Cena?
Nigga, no John Cena.
Okay, it went platinum. I thought that meant something. That's my bad.
That shit don't mean nothing.
That's all. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm miseducated. No Lauryn Hill. That's all me.
Do we have Prince on here? Purple Rain's
Purple
on there.
Rain's up there. There's another Prince album you can put, Sign of the Times, but I don't know if y'all niggas have really.
I don't know.
Sign of the Time sounds like a saying.
That shit was fire.
We already got Flower Boy, right?
By who? Rick James. Rick James.
I was
Flower
not
Boy
prepared
on
for
there?
that poll.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean, Rick James was him in his time, so like.
The Cool by Lupe Fiasco and Acid Rap. He had Coloring Book,
Victory Lap.
Chance.
It's on streaming services, so if that counts, No Ceiling counts.
I don't know if Acid Rap is
No,
a mixtape.
I'm pretty sure Acid Rap was his first album, because I'm pretty sure 10 Day was a mixtape, but then
Coloring
Acid
Book
Rap
is the
was his
mixtape.
come
I
out.
think Acid Rap is an album. Yeah.
Coloring Book's
Coloring
definitely
Book's
an
an album.
Yeah.
bro.
So I think Acid Rap is the album. That's the one with
No, Acid Rap's a mixtape.
this shit with Lil Wayne.
Acid
Never
Rap's
mind.
a mixtape.
Yep. No Ceilings makes it. Then now let it stay
No
so No
Ceilings.
Ceilings can stay.
He didn't put on there, brother.
Damn.
What'd you say after the Cool? So I missed something.
The Cool then I said
Victory Lap.
Chance Rap.
That's Dreams and Nightmares, right?
I
We're not putting
second
mixtapes on
that shit.
If it's on streaming services, it's an
I
album.
love Meek Mill. MMG.
No, did he?
Meek.
Some did he?
Hey,
What was Meek called?
doesn't matter.
Meat Mill?
What was Meek called, bro? And then Big Ruben tried to go on the Breakfast Club and clear shit up, and he just makes shit worse. Oh man.
Victory
I
Lap.
was listening to those mixtapes though. Is all I'm saying. And
Victory
I
Lap. I
appreciate
want that one. How we feel about Victory Lap?
I'm fine with it. 85.
Long live ASAP.
I thought you were gonna
Is it-
say Nipsey.
is that a mixtape?
I was like, that's the wrong nigga, bro.
Is that a mixtape?
Long
No,
Live
I believe
ASAP
that's
should
the
be
album, right?
Lord Pretty
Or is it
Flacco
Live Long
too.
ASAP?
Long. I
All
think
of
it's
those
Long
are-
Live.
Is it Live
Okay, is
Long
that the
ASAP or
one
Long
with-
Live ASAP?
Which songs are on it? Alham.
That's the,
The
one
one
with
with
like One
Palace.
Train. Fucking Problem.
That one's fire. Suddenly,
Yeah, that should
that
be
one's
Long
good.
Live.
But the best,
Angels.
in my opinion, if we do an ASAP, it's the one with Palace and
That's a
Peso.
mixtape.
Pesos, yeah.
That's the mixtape.
Oh,
And
that's a
Bass- is that
mixtape.
Bass?
Yes.
Oh, bass.
Long Live
That
ASAP
is a
is his
mixtape.
album.
I remember listening to that on DAP.
I do like that ASAP album. Are we gonna do that? We like ASAP.
Suddenly One Train, that album.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Angels.
Yeah. That's love. That's love.
Of
That's
all
Long Live
time?
ASAP.
That is not 100.
It's got hits, but it's
It
got
has-
too
it has
many
some-
skips. I don't think
no replayability. When's the
if
last
you
time
can't
you
name
listened
at
to
least
that?
4 hits off the top of your head, without really thinking hard, it's probably not. At least 3 hits. It's probably not that hit.
Suddenly is the best.
Suddenly,
song on that
Angels, One
Those
Train.
aren't really hits. Those are just
Phoenix.
good songs.
Yeah,
hits,
facts.
hits.
They're not
just
hits.
songs that you like.
album. Those
Yes.
aren't hits.
There's a difference.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I swear this feed.
Yeah, I don't think ASAP Rocky's gonna make this list, and I don't think we should really be surprised. He's only made like 4 albums.
What else was on your list, Tevin? You haven't looked at your shit. Cause everything that was on my list is on there.
Oh, I put like. I also love
There was
Big
no
Sean.
Big Sean album music, so I love Big Sean.
No.
That'd be the only arguable.
Dark. That's his best work. That's his best
Dark
piece of work.
Sky. That's bum 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 bum. That's Dark Side of
Blessings.
Paradise.
Blessings.
Blessings. I'm way up. I
that
feel,
shit,
but
that shit with Lil Wayne.
that's cool. Oh yeah, that shit with Lil Wayne.
There's
That album. That album is.
This is kind of stupid. What about Cruel Summer?
No.
That's Hall of
There's a lot-
that's Hall of Fame. I'm thinking of.
I didn't
It
like
has a lot of hits though. Well,
Does
you
Cruel
didn't like
Summer
it,
got
but it
that
had a lot of-
multicolored
it had a lot of
background, like
hits,
a
though.
tie dye kind of background or album cover?
No, it's the white
No, it's the
background
white
with
one.
like the.
With like an angel.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh,
It has
Cruel
Bliss
Summer.
on it.
That's,
it has
um,
Mercy
it's a
on
good-
it.
That's a good music shit.
It's a good music.
Watch the
That's
Throne.
It has
That's Click, right?
Click on it,
That was
all that
officially
shit,
Click's
yeah.
release platform, I guess.
Watch the Throne.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a monumental album, collab album. It like set the standard. Yes, it set the
If
standard for
Kanye's
collab
in that
albums.
bitch, you don't have to ask what Aurelius's answer is.
But like objectively, it's the greatest collab album of all time.
If we're putting
ain't
Watch
it?
the Throne, Damn is going back on this bitch.
No, nigga, that's no rhyme or reason.
It's on. It's
just
not
wanna have
on
the
there
same
just
amount.
because of Kanye West. It's
Yeah.
Kanye and Jay-Z. Jay-Z finally pulled his weight. Hot take.
Is that
On
the
that.
best collab album of all time?
It should be. Of
They
two
still
big
play
names.
No Church in the Wild on
Does
every
an
movie.
Outkast exist?
That's not a collab. They're a
They're a
group.
group. They're
A
not
collab
Type
is
shit.
two
Type
single
shit.
entities
Type shit.
coming together.
Type
Bad
shit.
take.
Type bad.
You
take.
watch too much anime to confuse that. You goofy nigga.
I was just wondering. It's two niggas. They collabing.
All the time. You collab all the time. Everything you do musically is a collab.
You put what?
Our producer said he's putting all
Oh,
the time over
shit.
Watch the
Terrible
Throne.
take, Jay.
They don't have a Niggas in Paris. Watch the What a Time to Be Alive doesn't have a Niggas in Paris. Jumpman is maybe their closest, and that's not close enough.
Is that Plastic
In
Bag?
terms
Is that
of like
that
a,
album?
just a
Aretha
universally
Franklin, I never
known
loved a
song.
man like I love
Like
you.
there's so many people in the world that know Niggas in Paris, and I feel like that greatly outweighs Jumpman.
Oh.
I would take that. I would feel like that more people would know that. We'll say that again. I'm sorry. Yeah. In terms of just knowing, yes. Better songs is a different debate.
Whitney Houston.
I had to
by
think for a
Whitney
second to
Houston.
remember that
I
hook.
was just
Yes.
thinking about that one.
Baby, I'm the plug, nigga. I'm the plug. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That one, right?
Tev, you hear me? Tev,
Yes, what's your question?
Whitney Houston by Whitney Houston. was just an
Whitney,
album.
come on,
I'm
Whitney.
not going to say no to any Whitney Houston. Hot take. I think she's great.
Let's get 9 more so we can get 50 and we'll call it a list.
Alrighty.
Look at my listening chat. I can't.
Throw us another suggestion. Go back to back with it.
Oh, songs in the key of life.
Yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
that. Stevie,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give us another suggestion.
I'm good on Steve, you know that.
Equimini.
Equimini. You said it wrong in your shit and then you said it wrong. again.
Bro. Equimini
Oh,
is
well, there you
crazy.
go.
Do you know how many
Right.
girls you could pull saying that in front of them? They'd be like, "Don't you mean?" And like, "You mean your number?" I'm sorry.
Are we
middle
gonna
of
put
Target.
Jimmy and Bob? Are you
The
experienced
Jimi
in
Hendrix
Exodus?
experience. We need to
Bob,
put
for
Jimmy
sure.
on here somewhere, and Bob
Jimmy, for
also.
sure.
Malibu by Anderson.
Nigga, what?
In the top 50.
You made your list without the
top
metrics,
50.
and now you are doubling down without the metrics.
In the top 50 is crazy.
Tell me which metrics Malibu hits.
Production wise,
One metric.
What else?
and he took off. And he took off. He's just good. He's just
No,
good.
argue it, nigga. Argue it, nigga. Don't give up. Argue it.
One metric. That deadpan one metric.
Cause you can't name the other ones like hits. No.
Album sales, no.
No.
Influence. No.
I mean, his influence is growing.
Producer Trey with the hot take, My Crazy Life. I would argue if we're gonna put YG,
I'm here for YG.
I would put Just Read Up, one of them.
That ain't top 50.
Just
that ain't no
read,
top
just read up
50.
his albums. He has, I think there's two. There's
Yeah, those are mixtapes.
Are those mixtapes?
You always
type
got
shit.
mixtapes, though. Dang.
Them shits was crazy.
You want to put any of rock
I
albums?
was heavy on that pit.
I'm not against that YG, man. I really sat there and thought
what's-
about it.
what's the name
You
of that
know
album?
what? My Crazy Life.
My Crazy Life.
Which is big.
Yeah.
It should be My Brazy Life.
No, that's facts.
If I had to take
that
one,
shit's a banger.
it
That's
would
a good
it would be the Black Parade.
What about Doo-Wops and Hooligans by Bruno Mars? I feel like that was 2010s for real.
No.
Bruno Mars is not gonna make this list. So I apologize.
No, sir.
He's not gonna make it over
Well,
the
but
weekend. I'll put
he
it like
took
that.
over the
And
2010. Okay.
I'll fight that.
Who took over?
I'm
the-
here for Bruno Mars.
Then
Bruno
the
Mars
weekend,
took
then
over
if
2010s.
we're putting Bruno
Unorthodox
Mars on this
Jukebox
list,
and
House
Doo-Wops
of
and
Balloons
Hooligans.
or Thursdays going on this
What's
list.
the name of the album so you can argue it?
Doo-Wops and Hooligans. That's the one with like Locked Out of Heaven and all those other songs and stuff like that. Rain. Like he just took over the 2010s. I'm not a big fan of him, but like if we're really talking about artists, right? And I mean, this is a super hot take.
Which one? I think House of Balloons, but you can.
Because that's got House of Balloons, Glass Table Girls,
Which
and
one? What's that
the
name?
album House of Balloons.
Let's get through this list.
What's that?
That is probably the album that set up pretty much every beat drop type of pop, dubstep imitation shit in mainstream pop. Because
who's the
doing that
artist?
shit first. Oh,
The Weeknd.
That shit came out like 2012. Who's doing that shit way back then?
Oh, I got Exodus. Who else am I missing? Are we putting 50 on here?
The Black Parade. Get Rich or
Yeah.
Die Trying? Yeah. It checks enough of the boxes, and it's got enough hits. Like 21 Questions is a crazy song.
I just want to chill.
The Black Parade. Oh yeah, You're a Beautiful Man.
We already did it. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
One more,
And then
y'all.
one
Oh,
more.
Paper Trails?
What's that? T.I.? We gotta have someone from the South, one of the OG South rappers.
Outkast is on
Him.
Outkast is definitely on there.
I'm be thinking singulars and not groups. I'm bad at that.
Gucci? Does Gucci deserve
I was gonna say it's either T.I. or Gucci, and it's gotta be. If it's down to
Paper
those
Trail.
two, it's
there.
T.I.
Do Paper Trail.
What about
Is
Prince
Paper
by
Trails
Prince?
Whatever You Like?
Whatever you
Yes.
like.
Is that
Prince by
album?
Prince is hard.
Yes, nigga.
Oh man.
What's up? What's happening, nigga?
Now if you
Producer
do go,
Trey does
We're
not
not-
like this.
You
I
can
have-
whatever
I have
you
Gucci
like.
Man
What do you
beef,
want,
so,
Producer
like-
Trey?
You can have whatever you like.
Yeah.
You like King more?
What about Prince by Prince?
Ludacris?
Word of Mouth? Word of Mouth by who? Oh.
Ludacris?
Mhm.
Could be 51. That.
Ludacris.
Yeah, Ludacris right there with T.I. And
Facts.
Jeezy.
Prince by Prince.
Prince don't need multiple.
I think he deserves multiple.
Dead
Prince
and
don't need
Gone.
multiple.
Dead and Gone.
That's the-
I
Forgot
think-
about that.
Wanna-
I think Prince,
Michael should
think
have
Prince
3.
deserves
Prince
another
has
one.
2.
Off the Wall definitely deserves to be
Bad
on
and
here.
Off the
We
Wall.
gave Kanye
Yeah.
3. We gave Kanye
I like
3.
Off the Wall more than Bad.
Kanye's the GOAT.
But
You
di-
gave Kanye 3. You had 3 Kanyes on yours too. You agreed.
I know, but I know. Prince is crazy though. I wanna be your lover.
Which one?
Most.
Oh,
most
what
number
album?
Ones on 106 in Park. I'm gonna look that up.
I was gonna put
Medicine
BET
Shanti
106.
and Ja Rule or some shit.
Bow Wow shit. Ooh.
Tevin, hold the list up to the camera. Let them see where we're at. We're going to keep on working through this over the next few pods. Show the people. That's the list.
Bro. Fun fact for those who.
In no specific order, just ranking them all, and then we will argue the ranking, the order at future pods. So there you have it. We are peeling the curtain back, allowing you to see behind the scenes how these debates actually unfold.
Look at us.
Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, what we are missing, what definitely should have came to mind in this top 50 as we continue to debate. Shout out to producer Trey over here for the audio
yeah.
and video production. Shout out Mr. Carter all the way in Irvine, California for joining us virtually. Shout out Tank who's coaching the next generation of football stars at Putnam City Original.
He's doing
Shout
it.
out Taylor for doing his thing. Shout out Tevin for being here. And shout out your boy for hosting as always. We will
For
see you
being
next
here.
time. 524 Podcast signing out. Goodbye.
Lil Bow Wow has the most retired number 1 songs
Lil Bow
on
Wow
one.
can't be on the list, dog.
He can't. He can't.
Which album? Like he got a lot of
This nigga
singles.
really
Which
said
album?
Bow Wow.
I don't know an album.
Ooh,
The one where
Bow Wow.
Fresh as I'm is.
If your music
Yeah,
video
that's
held the
something.
number 1 spot for over
Let me
65
hold
days,
you now.
if your music video held the number 1
Bro.
spot for 65 days, it was retired. Lil Bow Wow will go on to have the most retired videos in 106 in Park history. That nigga said, I was number 1 for so long, y'all have to take me out rotation. Because it's not fucking
Boy,
fair.
Soldier Boy
That's
on
crazy.
there.
Shout out,
If Bow Wow on
shout
there,
out Bow
Soldier
Wow.
Boy is on there.
I ain't never had nobody show me all the things that you done show me in the special way you feel
If we're
when
just
you're
talking
home.
about
We gonna
moments,
always be together,
Soulja Boy.
baby. That's
That's
what you told me, and I believe it. Cause I ain't never had nobody do me like you. Oh
y'all.
man, what a
I
time.
gotta get out.